The very individual overseeing what some perceive as an assault on fundamental freedoms is simultaneously proclaiming pride in the nation's free speech history. This apparent contradiction raises questions about the leader's trustworthiness and intention. Prime Minister Starmer repeatedly asserts his government's belief in free speech and denies engaging in censorship. However, critics point to arrests for memes and thought crimes, coupled with alleged pressure on American companies to censor Americans on behalf of the United Kingdom, as evidence to the contrary. Starmer, once confident in his position, now faces a brewing storm, one that began with discussions surrounding free speech. The United Kingdom has historically valued freedom of expression, but the application of these values on a global scale presents complexities. Concerns have been raised regarding the potential for American speech online to fall under the jurisdiction of other countries, including the United Kingdom. This issue was brought to the forefront during international discussions, with emphasis placed on the shared values of free speech uniting nations. The Vice President articulated the importance of protecting American citizens' right to free speech, even when disagreements exist. Caught between American tech companies and influential political figures, Starmer's views on free speech seem contradictory. Figures such as Donald Trump and J.D. Vance seized the opportunity to criticize Starmer's handling of international relations, particularly concerning American interests. Trump directly challenged Starmer's policies, while Vance called for stronger leadership in the United Kingdom. These criticisms, far from being mere political rhetoric, represented a significant challenge to Starmer's leadership. The United States government has expressed its commitment to defending the free speech rights of American citizens and companies, even if disagreements exist. While expressing hope for common ground with the United Kingdom on this issue, the principle of free speech remains paramount. As criticism mounted, Starmer and his team scrambled to adjust their narrative. However, the damage was already done, and Starmer's leadership faced a severe test. Starmer's handling of free speech policies has become a significant issue, extending beyond domestic concerns. His approach to global free speech, particularly concerning American tech companies with their massive global influence, has raised concerns. Accusations of dishonesty have been leveled against Starmer, with critics arguing that he is betraying the very principles upon which the country was founded. In response, calls have been made to defend free speech and hold Starmer accountable. Free speech is not a gift from the government, but rather a fundamental right of citizens and a cornerstone of democracy. Concerns have been raised regarding the role of tech giants in shaping public discourse with limited accountability. Starmer's policies, which appear to favor stricter controls, have placed him at odds with some of these companies and their powerful American backers. The issue of free speech has now crossed the Atlantic, becoming a point of political contention between the United States and the United Kingdom. American political figures have begun to weigh in, criticizing how Starmer's policies could have unintended consequences for both the United Kingdom and American citizens. Trump's criticism focused on Starmer's perceived weakness in international relations and his lack of understanding of global politics, which could harm both the United Kingdom and the United States. Vance criticized Starmer's diplomatic failings, labeling his leadership as inept and naive. Vance argued that the United Kingdom needed a leader who could stand firm, assert its interests, and navigate complex relationships between major powers. He emphasized the importance of maintaining a solid relationship with the United States, particularly concerning trade and technological influence. The attacks from Trump and Vance were swift and intense, quickly escalating into a crisis for Starmer. The media amplified the criticism, and Starmer's leadership faced questioning from all sides. Even within his own party, doubts began to emerge regarding Starmer's ability to lead through such a turbulent time. Starmer's attempts to regain control of the narrative were largely unsuccessful. His responses were perceived as weak and unconvincing, and public opinion polls suggested that his image had suffered. In an attempt to reset the narrative, Starmer delivered a major speech. However, the speech failed to inspire or convince, offering vague promises without concrete details. The media criticized Starmer's failure to address the key issues, and public opinion remained skeptical. Behind closed doors, speculation about Starmer's leadership grew louder, with senior party members questioning his ability to lead. As Starmer's public image crumbled, whispers about the future of the party leadership began to circulate. Doubts arose about his grasp on the party and his political savvy. Concerns were raised about whether his diplomatic missteps had irreparably damaged his standing with key voters and international allies. The question loomed: could the Labour Party continue with Starmer at the helm, or was it time for a change in leadership?